Hey everyone, Alina here. Today we're just going live on both Facebook and Instagram. So give me a second here while I hook up the Instagram, and hopefully a couple of you can jump on here live and message me any questions that you have about how to navigate the holiday season that's stress and guilt-free. We're not talking about dieting today. We're talking about the mindset around the food. So before I get started, let me just turn on the Instagram live and then we'll go. All right, hi there. How are you doing today? We are officially live on both Facebook and Instagram. You can see me in both places right now, which is kind of exciting. Today we're talking about holidays and how to navigate the holidays in a way that's stress and shame-free. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times around the holidays, people get this idea that either they're going to be really good and be on, or be really bad and be off. It's this black and white, all or nothing approach. So I usually see people like signing up for fat loss challenges that require them to track how many workouts, how many steps, track their calories, eat to a meal plan, all these things that are really restrictive, and they're kind of based around the holiday season so you don't get the holiday weight gain. All right, so that's really super common. And so when I see this happening, people usually are white knuckling through the cravings, through all the holiday food. They're not enjoying their time. They're not enjoying their family because they're so focused on their body, so focused on fat loss that they can't let themselves relax. So that's one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, I see people just hit the screw it mentality or the F it mentality, where they're just like, you know what? After Thanksgiving, it's too much for me to handle. I'm just gonna say screw it and just eat everything under the sun, go full all in, eat whatever I want, wear the stretchy pants, might as well just skip the gym until the new year. So that's the other end of the spectrum where it's like, oh, I just don't care anymore and I'll deal with the ramifications later. I'll atone for my sins later. And that's usually where we see the New Year, New Me campaign come in strong on January 1st, because the whole month of December or even November leading into December can be just a big, huge food shit show. So let's try to find a way to navigate the middle so we're not white knuckling through dieting all the way through to January 1st and being like, I did it, I didn't gain any weight. Like, we don't want to be that person, because then you're miserable, you're not enjoying your family. But we also don't want to be on the other end of the spectrum where you're eating until you're sick every meal, you're feeling bloated, you're feeling sluggish and guilty. We don't want you there either. We want to find that happy middle ground where we can maintain our body weight and still enjoy our family, still enjoy food, and not feel like we have to be consumed by the thoughts of dieting and food. So today I have some tips for you, practical tools and strategies to help you this holiday season that does not involve dieting whatsoever. So I'm not offering any diet tips today. So if you came here to watch me give you some diet tips, sorry, that's not what we're doing. We're actually going to talk about some strategies and mindset around food, so we can switch your mindset, and so we don't actually give food so much power over us this holiday season. So I have 5 different talking points that we're going to talk about. And the first one we're going to talk about is food FOMO, specifically holiday food FOMO. So if you watched my Halloween video, I did a Halloween Facebook Live about food FOMO. And what is FOMO? FOMO is F-O-M-O, or fear of missing out. And so food FOMO is where we feel like this food is special and it only comes around one time a year, and so we feel like we have to have it. And if you don't have it, you feel bad. You're like, oh man, it's eggnog. Eggnog's in the store now. I have to have eggnog because it only comes around one time of year. So that's kind of like that FOMO feeling. Or I have to bake cookies because it's Christmas and that's what you do. Or I have to have my peppermint mocha. That's my favorite. I love a peppermint mocha because it's only coming around one time a year. And so that FOMO, or that fear of missing out, is where you're like, oh, I have to have that thing because it's only around for a short time. All right, so that's the FOMO mentality. And so I want you to think about that and switch it. Whenever you feel like you're in that kind of FOMO place where you're like, oh, I have to indulge right now because I can only do it right now, then I want you to adopt an abundancy mindset. I'm going to say that again, abundancy mindset. An abundancy mindset basically means that you believe that there's enough in the world to go around, that you're not going to be in scarcity. Scarcity is the opposite of abundance, where you feel like you have to have it all right now, control it now, because if you don't have it now, you're never going to have it. And we are all adults, and we live a really privileged life that we can pretty much go to the store and buy any food that we want at any time. And so if we feel like, oh, Thanksgiving is here and that means pumpkin pie, adopt an abundancy mindset around the fact that, yeah, there's pumpkin pie and I can enjoy this pumpkin pie right now, but I don't have to create that scarcity mindset that I only get it one time a year, because you can literally buy the ingredients, you can make it, you can enjoy it. You don't necessarily have to have it all right now. It's not going anywhere. Food is not going anywhere. You can control that. So that's kind of the abundancy versus scarcity. Scarcity is I have to have it all right now or else, and abundancy is there is so much food and there's so much things that I don't really have to have everything right now. I don't have to clear my plate at every meal. I don't have to stuff myself until I feel sick at every meal. So there's just an abundance of food available to you, and we don't have to go into that scarcity mindset. So that's my second point, is adopting an abundancy mindset around food, so you're staying out of that FOMO of I have to have it now. All right, so the third tip that I have for you today is sample everything and finish nothing. This one's a little bit tricky because there is a lot of talk about food waste, but let's just put that on pause for a moment, and let's talk about a holiday gathering. So let's say Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow. At Thanksgiving, most families are serving buffet style, meaning you can load your own plate, you can pick and choose of what you want. A lot of times we can make this food, like this plate of food that's so massive because it all looks so good and we can look forward to it, and then we end up eating all of it even once you get really full, or even eating things that you don't even like. So this is where we try the little sample everything but finish nothing, because yeah, maybe you do actually want to try everything because there's so many different yummy foods, you want to try them all, but here's the thing, you don't have to finish anything. So if I could give you one tip, it'd be take little tiny portions of everything that you want to have and try it. If you find something that's really yummy that you really want to eat and it's really good, you can always go back for seconds and have a little bit more. You don't need to pile it on and then finish it all and make yourself feel gross. So you have the freedom to literally eat anything. There are no foods off limits when we have an abundancy mindset, right? You can literally eat anything. And so when we have that idea of you can literally eat anything at any time, it takes the power away from the food. It makes it so you don't feel like the holidays are that big of a deal and the food that are in the holidays are that big of a deal. So I challenge you to try, like at the dessert table, try the different desserts. Maybe you don't even have to have a big, huge piece, maybe like a piece of pie. Maybe you just have a sliver of each type and have a bite. If you really like it, have a bite, enjoy it, eat some more. As soon as you're like not enjoying it so much and it's like, meh, I'm a little bit full, I'm a little bit over this, that's when you can, you know, be done. There's no food police that says that you have to clear your plate. I know there's a lot of politics within families as far as guilt around food and around wasting. So that's where I want to come back to that wasting. If you are concerned about wasting, then here's what I'm going to say to that. There's no way that you can take that leftover food on your plate and help a starving child in Africa. I wish there was. I wish we could just like ship it over there and like help them, but that's not the way the world works. If you're really worried about wasting food, about, you know, starving children, then donate money to those causes and help in other ways. But you stuffing yourself and feeling sick does not help starving children in Africa. So please stop saying that. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Okay, so if we can just like remove that wasting guilt, okay, away from finishing your plate. So it starts with just taking little samples, and then if you want more, then get more. Okay, so that's the sample everything and finish nothing. Of course, if you want to finish it, you can finish it. There's no guilt, there's no rules around this, but let's just have that abundancy mindset around it. Okay, so number 4 is you can decline at any time. This is going back to the family guilt. There's so much different politics within families about food, where your great aunt makes this specific thing and you're expected to eat it because she made this for you, right? And it's like so much guilt. It's like with a side of guilt. So just remember that you are an adult and you can say yes or no to any food that you want to. And you do not have to explain your food choices to anyone. It should not even be a topic of conversation, but sadly in so many families and in so many homes, it is, especially around the holidays. What are you eating versus what are you not eating? It has a lot of implications about body shame and fat shaming and feeling the need to always be like dieting to be good enough for your family. But just remember that you don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone, explain your body, or say anything about that. Let's just remove the diet talk from the Thanksgiving dinner table or from your Christmas table. We don't need to talk about that stuff. And you can make your own decisions. Okay, so if you want to have a food, have the food. If you don't want to have the food, then don't have the food. But it can be such a sticky point. All right, so the last thing is enjoy your holiday and then just get right back on track. I know that's really easy to say and hard to actually do, but enjoy the day. Have the foods you like, sample everything, finish nothing, have an abundancy around the food, right? And then next day, get right back on track, right back to your healthy foods, get right back to your exercise routine. The quicker we go right back to normal, the less like damage or like the less change you're gonna have in your body from the holidays. So there's another little thing that like, oh, getting right back on track, that sounds all fine and good, except for there's leftovers, and we all love leftovers. However, sometimes leftovers can linger for a very long time, where I had like a Facebook post, it was literally 9 years ago memory, that said, I've eaten pie 6 days this week for breakfast. So we all have been there, right? Where we eat pie for every meal because we just have so much leftover pie. So here's the thing, you don't have to eat all the leftovers, and you can just pull it in and have it as like your normal food, right? So if you already have like a normal little treat after dinner or with dinner, then have the pie. But as soon as you feel like you have to finish it all or get it all out of the house before you start fresh, like I want you to erase that idea out of your head. You don't have to finish it to get out of the house. You know, so many people are like, oh, I can't get back on track until all this bad food is gone, right? I have to eat it all right now until it's gone, and then I can get back on track. No, that is untrue. You can have some of the yummy, decadent, whatever treat food around in the house. You can enjoy it, but you can also still have your normal meals that are healthy. You can still wake up and have your normal breakfast that you always have. That's, you know, including like vegetables or maybe eggs, or maybe you're having like oats. You can have your normal breakfast. You can have your lunches, your dinners. Maybe you just have a little slice of pie with lunch. That's okay. Maybe you're just going to have a little bit of extra mashed potatoes with dinner, and that's okay too. But don't think that you need to finish everything before you get back on track, because that's just setting you up for failure, and that's also reiterating that black and white, all or nothing diet mindset, where it's like, I'm being bad now, so I might as well eat it all, and then I can be good. All right, so let's just eliminate that. And yeah, sure, you can have those things. And if you really just feel like you can't have them around, then give them to somebody else. Bring them to work, put them in the break room. There's no food police. Again, like we talked about wasting, you can always just chuck it. I know it's sad because we don't really want to chuck it, but you can always just chuck it in the trash. If you, to ease your guilty conscience, you can, you know, make a donation to help starving children in Africa. All right, so my 5 tips, just to reiterate, is number 1, don't fall for food FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, where you feel like you need to eat everything right now. Number 2, adopt an abundancy mindset around food and realize there's so much food to go around, and I don't have to finish anything, right? I can have literally anything at any time of the year that I want. Number 3, sample everything and finish nothing. All right, there are no rules. You can have whatever food you want, but don't feel like you need to clear your plate just because, right? There's no need to feel stuffed or sick. All right. Number 4, you can decline at any time. You're an adult. You don't have to be guilted by great Aunt Margaret or whatever about what food you're eating or whether or not you've gained weight or whether or not you're trying to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to explain yourself. You can decline. There just doesn't need to be any conversation around that. And number 5, lastly, is get right back to your normal routine as quickly as possible. Back into exercise, go for a little walk, do a little light workout. And I just want to backtrack just a little bit because I want to say one more thing, is that getting back to your regular exercise routine does not look like punishing yourself with a workout to burn off the extra calories. So I just want to like throw that out there, that just because you had maybe a big Thanksgiving meal doesn't mean that you need to go to the gym and smash yourself to try and burn all the extra calories off, because that doesn't work, because that's, again, the all or nothing. That's, again, giving food way too much power and treating exercise as punishment. So let's avoid that. Just get back to your normal exercise routine. Get back to your regular way of eating. Maybe there's a little extra pie, and that's okay. Okay, so that's all of my tips for today about how to navigate the holiday season. These are all very mindset things, so I hope you were able to hang with that and you enjoyed that. And there's no guilt or shame around enjoying your time in the holidays, enjoying your family, having a nice meal, and not feeling like you have to white knuckle through dieting through the holidays or bring your Tupperwares with you to your relative's house or anything like that, right? There's a lot of ways that we can look at food where it's not a black or white, all or nothing mindset. Okay, so to finish off, if you're on here live and you're watching me, I am offering a free 30-minute consultation phone call. So whether you're in the US or whether you're in Australia, wherever you are, I'm offering free 30-minute consultations. All you need to do is just send me a message, either direct message if you're on Instagram or personal message if you're on Facebook, and I will shoot through the link of how to sign up for your free 30-minute consultation. We can literally talk about whatever you need to. We can go into this diet and food mindset stuff. We can create a exercise strategy for you. I can take a look at what you're doing with your nutrition or with your exercise and give you an audit. Whatever it is, this 30-minute call is for you, and that's your bonus for sticking with me and watching all the way through on this live. So shoot me a DM and I will give you the link to sign up for that complimentary 30-minute call with me, and we will get you all sorted. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions and you're watching this as a replay, just put them in the comments and I will do the best I can to answer all your questions. All right, that's all from me. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy those holiday parties with your coworkers. Enjoy your family gatherings without the guilt of dieting and food stigma. So that's all I have to say today. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.